and I haven't decided if I'm gonna go all the way into detail because it's really juicy, and it has something to do with, like, I'm not even gonna go there, but it's real juicy, y'all. I just have not decided in my heart to share that part of the story yet, but it's juicy, I'm gonna say that.
So he replies to the video, "You're super duper pretty." So I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And then he says, "I like that you're a shitter."
It's another story time, y'all. Let's get to it.
Like, it's not just a dick pic, it's his whole body, but his whole body. It's just like, oh, we're getting straight to it.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Nina Boss, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're already subscribed, welcome back. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Make sure you like and comment too, and share it with your friends. Y'all y'all have been waiting for this story time, so I'm gonna give it to you guys. I was gonna make y'all wait another week, not for a story time, but another week for this story time. I was gonna release a story time, just not this one, but I'm deciding to give y'all what y'all want because y'all getting on my nerves. If this is your first time on my channel, thanks for watching, but this is a part 4 to a story time. So this will be part 4 to my botched tummy tuck. So if you have not seen parts 1, 2, and 3, click off this video, go find the other 3 videos, watch them, like them, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, so yeah, so just to do a run it back. Part 1 was about how I came to find my surgeon, because it's about my botched tummy tuck. Part 2 is about part 2 was about the botched tummy tuck itself. And part 3 was about how we transitioned from a doctor-patient relationship to a friendship. So now part 4, I am deciding to just tell the story of how we fell out. And it's pretty long, so I'm gonna condense it, but and I haven't decided if I'm gonna go all the way into detail because it's really juicy, and it has something to do with, like, I'm not even gonna go there, but it's real juicy, y'all. I just have not decided in my heart to share that part of the story yet, but it's juicy, I'm gonna say that. It got something to do with her significant other. I'm just gonna say that part. That's the only juice I'm gonna give y'all. But anyway, so yeah, I am on a liquid diet right now, so ain't no drinking for me. But I'm gonna smoke my hookah. I'm sorry, I'm gonna smoke it. So I got my hookah today. I'm smoking Love 66 and blueberry muffin mixed together, and it tastes so good. But yeah, so to start off this story time, we just gonna say what happened that made us fall out for real. It was other things that contributed to us falling out, but this was like the major thing that happened, and other things happened that were more major, but this was the initial fallout. Okay, so she was at the time of our friendship, she was the person to me that I confided in. Like, I was going through it in my marriage, I felt like she was going through it in her marriage, and she was telling me things about what they've gone through, and I was telling her things about what we've gone through, like personal things. I told her personal things about my kids, personal things that happened to me as a child, just personal, real personal things that I don't talk to everybody about. So, like, at the time, she was my best friend in my head. Like, I really thought in my heart that was my best friend at the time. Like, she was the closest person to me. So she was my confidant. And so I told her personal things about my relationship, and she was just the go-to person. Anyway, so at the time, at this point, this was 2020. I was still legally married and still with my ex. And at this point, he had tested positive for COVID, right? And so it was really scary because it was 2020. COVID is still scary now, but it was very scary because it was summer of 2020. It's just like, oh my gosh, because people are dying left and right. And it's like, this is super scary. My nose ring. This nose ring is like irritating my nose, and it keeps making my nose run. I'm not on that stuff, I promise. But yeah, COVID was really, really scary at this point because it was summer of 2020 and people were still dying, and it was like, this is so scary. So he tested positive. Me and my 2 girls tested, and we tested negative. So what do? Call my friend and say, oh my gosh, he just tested positive for COVID. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm scared. And she's like, oh my gosh, you and the girls need to test, blah, blah, blah. We didn't test yet, but this was the day that I found out that he was positive. The next day, we had tested, and all 3 of us tested negative. And so because we tested negative, we removed ourselves from the home and let him have COVID and have access to the whole house instead of being locked up in a room, so he can recover. So at this point, yeah, the argument was because I told her, and she was one of the only people that I told, that he had COVID. This lady decides, what did I call her? Because I think I called her crazy lady in the last video, and before that I called her Dr. So-and-so, but we know she gonna be crazy lady. So of course I tell her, and what does she decide to do? This lady decides to go and create a live, because she does videos all the time, and she does live videos all the time. She decided to go on live and say how her friend just told her that her husband tested positive for COVID. And it was about 5,000 people on the live. You decide to go on live, and your friend just called you almost frantic, telling you that her husband tested positive for COVID. And you decide to go on live and say, my friend just told me her husband tested positive for COVID. I had not even told my family yet. I ain't even told my family yet. And she decided to go on live and tell people that he got COVID. And goes on to say, yeah, they have 2 young girls and they need to get tested, and now it's just crazy out here. And she also mentions another patient saying, oh, my patient I saw today was telling me how her sister got COVID or something like that, or her husband, I don't know, it was a part of her life, how that person got COVID. And it's just crazy that these millennials are just living their life all willy-nilly, going out acting like they're invincible to the world and invincible to this virus, and they're the ones that's spreading it, and they're the ones that's making people die, and blah blah blah, right? Why would you say that? That's so insensitive. That was real evil for somebody who's so godly. That was really evil. And she claimed she didn't have no malicious intent. She claimed that she was trying to warn the world, but that was very insensitive. Like, put yourself in my position. There's a whole pandemic going on. People are dying because of this virus that we know nothing about, and we still don't know nothing about, really. And you decide, my friend tells me this, let me go on live to share this for clicks and likes and views. Like, you decided to use my family's tragedy, because I'm not even gonna put in quotations, nobody died, but that was tragic for us at the time. Like, it was scary. So you decided to use that for clicks and likes? Because she likes to jump on like I told y'all in the last video, the crying and stuff be fake. So we just gonna put that out there. And that came out her mouth to me. So yeah, the crying and stuff be fake for clicks and likes and views. Don't use my story for your clicks and likes and views. Like, that's messed up. And we supposed to be friends. My phone's ringing. So I was insulted more than anything. My hookah is busting today. This is the only flavor I get. I'm on a liquid diet. I'm just having water. And I'm on day 2 of no food. It's Thursday. I haven't had food since Tuesday. Somebody send help. Anyway, yeah, so she did that whole live video. So me at the time, this was 2 years ago. So at the time, I am very different now. I did not do well with confrontation. So it was hard for me to find the words to say to her because I had her such like on a high pedestal. It was hard for me to find the words to say to her that, you know, this hurt my feelings. And I didn't say that. I just said nothing. So what I decided to do when I really, really thought about it, because I done watched the live twice now, and I'm just like, I don't understand why she would take this jab at me like this, and I'm supposed to be her friend. Like, you can't say that there was no malicious intent when you sat there talking about how millennials, because she liked to talk about millennials because she wished she was one, but she close enough in age to be one, but she not one. But anyway, she loves to talk about millennials like she's obsessed with millennials, and she talks about millennials in a bad way. But I really feel like when people talk about, this is a sidebar, when people talk bad about millennials, they're really not talking about millennials. They're talking about the generation after millennials. Them people got issues, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just putting it out there. That y'all ain't talking about us, the entitlement and all of that. That's not us. That's them. That's the younger generation. Sorry, but you ain't talking about the Y2K generation. Anyway, she loves talking about millennials when she's obsessed with them. Anyway, so she was like, millennials is going out here spreading this. I already said that, but why would you do that? And I'm a millennial, so I know you're talking about me. And you already said I got 2 young girls. Like, you done already told all these people who you're talking about because they done seen you with me. But whether or not they put together if she was talking about me personally or talking about somebody else, I know you were talking about me. And that's what hurt my feelings. So what did I do? I wrote a status that says something like, there's a difference between being transparent and telling everybody business, including yours. That's all I said. Because she loves to claim to be transparent. But you are not just transparent. You talk too much. You talk too much. You talk too much. You tell too many people business. And I'm starting to get mad. She talks too much. She tells everybody's business to everybody else. And this I later learned. We're going to jump into it. I later learned that all of my business that I confided in her, I told y'all I confided in her and told her a lot of personal things, I heard back from other people that no longer talk to her. So when I said before that a lot of people that I met through her no longer fool with her like that, I was serious. Like, it's a lot of people that she introduced me to that don't fool with her because she's not a genuinely nice person. She comes off as one, but she's not one. She done call me all the names in the book to other people. And apparently I'm a witch. I put spells on her children Like, a lot of accusations have been thrown out there about me, when I just feel like you can't really take jabs at people that know you for real. Like, I know you for real. I've seen you at points that I've seen you in ways that other people have not and will not get the I'm not even gonna say opportunity or chance to see you in. And there's things that she's done that I will never repeat. And that's why I say, I mean, even though we not cool, I'll just never repeat it. But she's done some grimy ass shit. And I don't try not to curse on here, but there's no other words that I can find. She's grimy. That's why I say she a crazy lady. So, yeah. Why am I surprised that I was left with a botched tummy tuck? I don't know. Why am I surprised that she wasn't willing to fix it? I don't know why I'm surprised. I should have expected it. The way that she did, and I said this about my other friend, like, I watched her do people a certain way and didn't expect it to be me. Same way. Didn't expect it to be me. And I'm not playing victim here because I am not the victim in this story. I'm just saying that was fucked up. And she's not a genuine person. But I see you for who you are. That's all I got to say. Yeah. So, I posted my status talking about, saying what I said about transparency and telling people business. And she decides to text me. I don't want to lie. I feel like it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I should still have these messages, which is sad because I don't delete nothing. And she's one that always says, don't send me anything because I don't delete anything ever. And ever since the first time she said that to me, I never deleted anything ever. And I'm one that be going through my messages, deleting stuff, trying to make room and stuff. I ain't never deleted nothing she sent me. Let's see if we can find the messages. 3 o'clock in the morning. That's exactly what I was going to say. She ended up texting me at 3 o'clock in the morning saying, if your post was about my Facebook video, I'm sorry about mentioning you. I didn't say anything in any way where anyone would know it was you. My intent was not to hurt or upset you. I was just trying to get people to be careful. I can take the video down if you want me to. I'm sorry. Just tell me if you want me to take it down. This was at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock, and then the other one was at 30 minutes later. Why are you texting me at 3 o'clock in the morning? Okay, one thing about my friends, and I said this in another video, if you're married, I'm not going to text you in the middle of the night unless I'm dying. Like, I'm not going to text you unless it's an emergency. I don't text you after 9 o'clock. Maybe if I spoke to you, or maybe if I get too drunk or something, I might call you at 10 o'clock and tell you some craziness or BS, but I'm not about to call your phone. I just feel like, male or female, it's disrespectful. Don't hit my phone up late in the middle of the night when you know I'm married. So my phone going off at 3:30, and I'm married. Husband looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, why are you texting me at 3 o'clock in the morning? Don't do that. I don't like that. Okay? So she says all that. I don't respond. I saw it because it woke me up, but I don't respond till the next day, 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, the morning, real morning, and say, okay. Then she says, if I do something that bothers you, just tell me. Upsetting you was never my intent. Your friendship is important to me. I'm really sorry, right? But you saying all of that doesn't mean anything to me, because in the video you mentioned your friend's husband. In the video you mentioned that we have 2 young, small girls. Like, you said that in your video. So you're saying I didn't say anything in any way where anyone would know it was you. You did. But my issue wasn't anybody knowing it was me. My issue was you doing it at all. Like, why would you do that? And then the things that you were saying about millennials, it's like, bitch, I'm a fucking millennial. Like, nobody's going out like, oh, COVID doesn't exist. I'm just going to spread COVID everywhere. Like, why would I do that? And then the crazy thing is, at the time, he wasn't working like that, and he wasn't going outside. I was the one going outside, and who was I going outside for? Her ass. Excuse my language in this video, but I was going outside for her. But yeah, I was confused as hell. So then I saw it live, but I clicked off of it. So I didn't take offense to it until I watched it again. I had just got off the phone with you when you jumped on live, and I understand it had to do with your topic. I just felt like the comments about young people acting like it doesn't exist or not taking precautions or whatever was said was a jab at me. I knew it was about me, and I hadn't even had time to process everything on top of feeling ridiculed and scared. Still haven't even gotten my results. I appreciate your apology. I'll take my post down. So I took my post down about the whole transparency thing, right? And she texts back, but I actually wasn't taking a jab at you at all. I was talking about people in general. That was an assumption you made that actually was inaccurate. I'm a straight shooter. Why people always assume the worst of me, I will never understand. Bitch, because you went on live right after I got off the phone with you. You wasn't talking about people in general. You were talking about me in general. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, you are close enough to me to know that I felt that way about you. That if I felt that way about you, I would have said it to you. Obviously not. Because you didn't, and you were talking about me. That's why you knew my post was about you. If you wasn't talking about me, how would you think my post was about you? Like, come on, lady, you're not making no sense. I'm always thinking of your best interest in your family. You could have just spoke to me, though. I thought we were closer than that. How about I thought we were closer than you going on live talking about my husband got COVID? How about that? How about I thought we were closer than that? It's some other long stuff. It was not right after we got off the phone, though. I went into the office and saw a patient who told me her whole family got it from a gathering. So this is the story. See, I'm just reading this for the first time. I ain't read this. So it was about her family, not her husband. Gathering at her mom's house. She was frustrated, and we were discussing how serious it is now. And I said, I need to speak about this so people will be more cautious. And she literally said, do it, and I will share the video too. I was really just trying to get people to be more cautious. That is all. And this wave is hitting younger people. That is true. So I was just trying to get younger people to take it more serious. But that's not what you were doing. And it's your delivery, sis. You wasn't talking about just younger people. And yes, in the video, you mentioned your patient. But you also mentioned in the video that your patient gave you permission. You didn't say nothing about your friend gave you permission. You should not have mentioned me at all. We never even had the long discussion that, like, you never mentioned going live about it to me. You mentioned it to your patient, so why is she good enough? And I'm still your patient. She gave you the go-ahead, so why you didn't let me give you the go-ahead? I was actually scared, and you knew that because I told you that. So it was insensitive. Whether it was within 15 minutes of me telling you that, or an hour or two, it was the same day. I had just spoke to you, and you decided to go on live about it and mention me. Like, so she tried to double back because now she done deleted the video. The video's not up anymore, guys, but she done deleted the video. So now she's trying to double back. No, sis, I watched it twice. I heard what you said, and I'm valid in feeling the way that I feel. And I could have not said the whole transparency thing, but me taking my post down doesn't mean that I don't feel that way. You're not transparent. You just talk too much. You need to learn how to shut up sometime. So then she goes to say, now she the victim. So You attacked me on purpose, though, all over a misunderstanding. I was not trying to hurt you or anybody else, but you purposely tried to hurt me. We're better than that, I thought. First of all, I purposely did not go directly to you because I'm trying to not hurt your feelings. Me using my page as an outlet. Like, you mad at me for doing something you did. You mad at me for going to Facebook, but that's exactly what you did. So all I did was react, and that may have not been the right reaction, but you're mad at me for doing the same thing, and you saw that I was offended by it, and you took it down. Now that you're offended by what I post and I take it down, now you want to still be going on. Like, we should not be doing this back and forth for so long. Like, this is ridiculous. I really feel like I should just insert the text message because it's so much to read. I said, you were talking about young people right after mentioning my situation, so it was a fair assumption to make. I don't know about other people, but I assume the worst. I don't assume the worst of you. I just simply took offense to something you said. I didn't assume the worst of her because I took her words at face value. Like I said, I held her to a higher standard than other people. I don't know why. I just did it. And I felt like her presence was infectious. It makes you want to hang around her, especially with throwing God in there. And I have learned, and she has also said, that just because someone mentions Jesus does not mean that that's who they serve. You go around telling people that I'm a witch. You go around telling people that I'm putting spells on your kids and all of that foolishness that you be telling people. That's not godly. Okay? So maybe you need to go pray a little bit more, or pray to whoever you be praying to. Okay? But I'm covered. Okay? I'm not worried about you or whatever you have to say about me anymore. I'm just telling my stories as they happen to me from my opinion. Okay? That's my disclaimer. I don't know what I said. I just simply took offense to something you said. That happens, and it isn't the first time, and probably won't be the last. Some people take offense to things that you say. You don't always have to say something about it. Who told me to say that, y'all? Because I remember her response after this. And then it says, and it probably won't be the last time. I'm not confrontational, and I don't like going back and forth on things. I use my social media to vent, and a lot of people do, and a lot of people don't. But I do. It wasn't an attack. If you feel like it was, and I hurt you with my post, I'm sorry, and I'll remove it. I felt some type of way. I vented and moved on. Period. She goes, that post was confrontational, but okay. I'm glad you feel better. You don't have to take it down. I'm fine. I took the post down anyway. I said, that's your opinion. I've never confronted you on anything that you said that I have taken offense to. I didn't say I felt better. I just moved on from it. Well, until your message this morning, I have expressed how I felt. I took it down and I apologize. It wasn't an attack. Everyone isn't out to get you. She says, okay. And it goes on, and there's a lot. And I end up getting my COVID results and sending it to her, so that's there too. And I go on to say some other stuff, so does she. I feel like it's unnecessary to say, but it basically ends up with her saying that my responses scared her, and now she feels like she can't ever trust me, and if anything that she ever said was offensive, it should have been addressed, blah blah blah. So let me tell y'all one thing that I do remember that she did say to me that I was so offended by, and it's kind of nasty, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So one day we was talking, and one of the issues that I was having was a sexual issue, nothing like wrong with me or wrong with him. It just wasn't happening. So that was one of our issues. And so I was getting ready to leave her house, and she was like, so you gonna go basically be intimate And I said, no. And she was like, so you're not gonna give him no treats? And I said, no. And then she was like, do you even know what treats are? I'm like, first of all, who calls it treats? Who says that? And I said, yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm not in the mood to do that. And then she was like, you need some pointers because you look like you would be boring in bed. This supposed to be my friend, y'all. I took offense to it. Like that, you see, I can tell the story verbatim, right? Because that really bothered me. Because I was like, bitch, like who says that to somebody? And like, if only you knew. But if you know, you know. But I'm just gonna say that. Like pointers, boring. She said she was gonna give me pointers because I look boring in bed. I look like I'm boring in bed. Y'all comment down below. Let me know if I look like I'm boring in bed. Y'all just let me know, okay? But yeah, she said that to me, and I was like, who says that? I was so mad, but I didn't say nothing. Why? Because I respected her so much. I was just like, I don't want to have that awkward conversation, so I ain't gonna say nothing. Now I'm saying something. You offend me, you gonna know I'm offended. And it's not no tit for tat or me just being petty, but I want you to know that you made me feel some type of way. No, I don't feel like everything is worth confronting, but that was worth confronting because I was mad about it for a while and I didn't say nothing. So in this argument, I'm like, bitch, this ain't the first time you offended me. This is just the first time I'm actually saying something, and I didn't say anything directly to you because I respected you that much. I may be wrong. It may have been the worst way to react to something like for her, but just this time, this was July 3rd, and this was July 3rd of 2020. So around this time, this needed to happen on this particular day, and things worked out the way they did for a reason. And I'm just glad that they worked out that way and not another way, because other things happened like within days of this. And I'll get into that story time one day whenever I feel comfortable enough to share that story. But like I said, I got story times for days, and a lot of them include this lady because went through a lot in 2020, 2021, went through a lot. But yeah, so that's the story time of how me and Crazy Lady became not friends anymore. That's how we fell out, and that's the story, and that's the truth, in blue and black, black and white, blue and white. Yeah, so that's my story time. If ever y'all are wondering what happened to them, why they not friends no more, why they don't talk no more, that's why. If you know who I'm talking about, then you know. And so yeah, thanks for watching my story. I'm gonna get ready to do another story time, so y'all gonna see me in this same outfit. And that'll be my story time for next week. So thanks for watching, and tune in every Friday to listen to your girl Nina Boss.